Next on the chopping block is Square Enix, who really didn't have much of a conference at all.
No.
we had somebody come up on screen and talk for like 2 minutes, and then they just showed mad trailers, and then it was over. It was I think total it was 30, like a 10-minute. It was.
Was it 30 minutes?
It was 30 minutes.
Was it really? I thought it was like. I thought it was less than that.
It didn't feel that way. It didn't
feel like that way anyway, because it had nothing really to be shown. I mean, honestly, most of their games were really just shown around. But yeah, it was kind of disrespectful. I mean, there's always one at fucking.
They're lost. They had like 7 E3 press conferences of being able to talk about Final Fantasy 15, and now it's out, and they're just like, "What do we do, guys? Shit, I can't talk about Final anymore."
I think one of the things is a lot of the games were shown elsewhere.
Right? They showed off Tomb Raider at the Tomb Raider and Kingdom Hearts.
Like Shadow
of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, they showed off that and Kingdom Hearts at the Microsoft conference. So I mean, but they did add a little extra to the trailer. Like they cut out certain parts and like added it there. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that's going to be a must buy for me. I've been loving the rebooted series. It's just fun. I can't get enough of like that type of gameplay. And that goes like for all of the other like single player like action games I've been playing, like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War. Like I've just been loving those games so far. So this is a must pick up for me. I'm definitely getting Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. What did you guys think of the Quiet Man game?
I was confused.
I thought it was the bouncer.
Yeah,
it does look like the bouncer. But
right.
I don't. So it's cool to see a beat 'em up in this day.
Right.
But
exactly.
I was like, is the game gonna be silent like that trailer? Most of the time,
silent trailer.
Well, maybe he's not talking. And
I thought he was deaf. I thought he was like straight up.
Oh, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like he was deaf, right?
Yeah, but I'm definitely there for a beat 'em up. I don't mind. In fact, I bought Double Dragon for the Switch, and I've gone through it like 4 times since I bought it. So.
Yeah, but like that trailer was freaky because like I couldn't tell when it was like gameplay and when it was
transitioned from
was like real life. That shit was like kind of cool.
Like video to like to like not gonna say gameplay footage but like CG footage.
Right.
It did like a really weird smooth transition there. I'm not sure why.
I was like, hold on, is this still a movie? Like, what's happening?
What's going on, right? Another question is, did they model this dude after Tom Brady? Did they even purposely make him like Tom Brady?
Look, if you want to model out for a good brawler, model it out for Tom Brady.
All right, so they did bring up Final Fantasy Online is having a crossover with Monster Hunter World.
Final Fantasy 14 is having a crossover with Monster Hunter World, where they're putting Rathalos in as a monster that comes around, and they're putting Behemoth in Monster Hunter as a monster you can fight that will summon meteorites, as well as the Cactar and maybe even Hydaelyn from the actual series as well.
Sounds way cooler for Monster Hunter than it does for Final Fantasy.
How Final Fantasy will probably do this shit or whatever. Me as an MMO player, I guess, they're gonna make some kind of silly side story where it's gonna have the Monster Hunter character or one of the little idiots over there, and then you're gonna fight this one monster that spawns every like 10 minutes, and then you get a piece of the item that was like a great sword or something like a dark I could use.
So it's a fate? It's one of their fate missions?
Yeah, it's one of their fate missions. That's all it is.
Yeah, I just thought Final Fantasy has just been crossing over with any and everything.
Did you hear all Final Fantasy characters are now in Smash?
I mean, they're stupid. They're popular. The popularity of Turtles of 15 or whatever has lost a lot of fan base. Not fan base, but a lot of members and whatnot. Even though there is a lot of people still actually playing it or whatever, but that dies down all the time as the MMO's economy goes down in terms of content. So it's a way to bring people back. And for Monster Hunter, it's only, if anything, it's just good because right now a lot of things that people complain about Monster Hunter is just the lack of content being in there, even though it's not really like a lack of content, it's just a lack of variety of what you can do. There's plenty of stuff to do in Monster Hunter or anything else, and this only helps. So that's kind of nice. Oh,
well, let's get down to the issue at hand here, and that is who would win in a fight, the Rathalos or the Behemoth?
Stupid. That's not even a thing. Right?
I think that's the most important question we've asked so far.
Answer the question, though. I think the Behemoth would kick the Rathalos ass.
You are right, because Behemoth is way too big for freaking Rathalos. But no, what was going to bring up was funny is that the director of Final Fantasy 15 came on to go try to do the raid, and he goes onto the servers and picks his character. He got swamped by people, and they crashed his freaking PC.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
And that always happens. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm in this town. Everybody rush him!" So they just run around him and like just do as many effects as possible to crash him.
Just crash him.
That's
messed up.
But no, that's
to do that with the old Ultima games as well, like because like Richard Garriott used to log in as like the king of the Ultima universe, and people would just flock like thousands and thousands of people would all flock in the same area, and it would crash everybody's games.
Crazy. But yeah, so not a whole lot from Square Enix. I was a little disappointed that they didn't actually take the stage and kind of like talk about their games.
Prophecy, the game.
No new Hitman.
No,
they didn't show it off there, but it was shown off. Yeah.
It's a joke. Yeah, because they kicked those dudes out.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's not even their game anymore. I forgot. Yeah.
But yo, they're coming out with part 2, man. So they're
Hitman was at a different, way better press conference.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, yeah, they don't have those moves anymore.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we've been reporting
That's
that.
disrespectful. Like after they revived their asses and everything. Wow.
They put them out. I think it's Warner Brothers, right? Warner Brothers Interactive is publishing it.
Crazy. Yeah. Shouts out to IO Interactive, man. They went through the struggle, but they coming out on top, man. Because
come out on the other side.
Yep. That's what's up. All right, so let's go ahead and move on from Square Enix over to Ubisoft, because they had quite a bit to talk about as well. So let's go ahead and jump into this. First up on the chopping block.
Why?
What?
I'm looking at Yava's.
But Just Dance, that's the best game. You know,
I'm glad you did.
Press conference opened up with a dancing rainbow band with a marching panda.
I was like, what the?
And I was like, there's no way this has anything to do with anything. And they show up on the stage just like Just Dance 2019. They didn't even talk about it. They didn't say the word.
They didn't even talk about it. They just gave you a free concert.
But it was over, and they were like, "That's enough of an explanation, man. Dancing pandas just dance. All right, just fucking roll with it. Let's go. Let's go."
Just Dance is going to get some play in this house. I promise you.
Yeah, Boogie plays Just Dance with the kids. It's the cutest thing ever. But all right. So what actually got me interested was Starlink. They brought out Starlink. They actually showed this last year as well. But this year, in addition to showing off more gameplay, they actually brought forth the fact that on the Nintendo Switch you'll be able to play as Star Fox. So I feel like this is a game that I would actually want to play. And I was kind of confused when I was watching the trailer initially. But it's another one of those toy games though. Like you have to like buy the toys.
Yeah, the amiibo type game.
Yeah, it's like an amiibo type game. And I don't know if I'm down for having all of that, man.
But aren't they going away? I mean, didn't Skylanders close down?
Yeah. Skylanders is done. Disney Infinity is done.
So now they're trying the same strategy but marketed towards adults with lots more disposable income.
that makes more sense, I guess.
Look, I know a lot of people with a lot of those amiibo, so yeah, it's gonna work.
I got
up at
I got some. There's Masonic right here.
See?
No, I mean, I'm
part of the problem.
I got my Sheik right here.
I know 3 people who have actually got all of the Skylanders and was big on that to get like the new Skylander toys and everything else and stuff, and they were hot commodities until they sold out and other shit at GameStop.
Yeah.
So people buy that shit up, but like, you know, the commitment and everything else, you're right. It's like, how much money am I about to throw down for this or whatever?
For these damn toys.
But
man.
how they do those games though is that the toys themselves unlock content for you doing things and whatnot. Right. So you don't necessarily have to get
because I thought that he said something like that during the presentation, that you won't actually have to go out and purchase every damn Starlink ship or whatever.
It's just the exclusive ones or whatever. I mean, it's a novelty, and it's like the figure-based things or whatever. Like I recently got into Gundam, so I'm like want more Gunplas for no fucking reason. But freaking the amiibos, like I wanted Mega Man because I wanted a Mega Man thing, and it does work with everything else. So I'm like, pretty cool. This is the same concept. You don't have to get all these things out.
I think it's a cool idea, honestly. Like I can imagine if you're the kind of person that takes huge issue with like that style of game, then you just wouldn't play it. Yeah. But I feel like it's a cool little process that like buying the figures and like using that to unlock ships or whatever. Like it makes it so that everybody has like their own like they feel a little bit more unique than they would if they just went out and like bought the DLC package or whatever. And it also incentivizes the developers to put out more content, because that's how you make the bank, man. You put out content, you make a new ship, and then you create like a new figure, you sell them.
But you know what's sad about this?
What?
You know what's sad about this? There's two things that I'm mad about. One, I'm always creeped out by realistic Fox. Two, this is probably.
Oh, come on, man! What about Puppet Fox, man?
I fucking hate it.
I just had an image of Sonic the Hedgehog taking off one of his socks and shoes,
taking off his gloves.
No, but two, what's really disrespectful or whatever is that they always do this with not always do this with Star Fox, but they cock tease and everything else. But this is probably the saddest thing is that this game is probably going to have Star Fox combat that I want. So I'm like,
exactly, it's probably going to be the best Star Fox game that you've ever played.
Never was.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. All you had to do was just this. I didn't ask for all of that.
I didn't ask for. Star Fox Zero would have been an awesome game if they just let me play it the way I want to play it. And I don't know what the fuck is Nintendo's problem with just constricting how you play their games. Like, why?
Gyro controls didn't ask for that.
I don't want that, dog.
That was the rules.
I guess so.
They gave it to Platinum. Platinum developed that, didn't they?
Yeah, and that was the rules for them. Is they had to use the gyro.
Just let Platinum do what Platinum does, and you'll be okay.
Miyamoto was like, "Yo, use the gyro controls. It's really cool."
It's Miyamoto's fault, man.
Well, it's Miyamoto and Iwata believed that was going to be really cool for a lot of people, and they were wrong. But fucking, it's whatever.
But enough on Nintendo. Let's get back to Ubisoft. Let's get back to Ubisoft because they teased Assassin's Creed Odyssey before E3 because it was leaked out. But then they actually gave us a lot of gameplay on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What are your guys' thoughts on it so far?
I'm
going to ancient Greece this time around.
I'm worried.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because it's too soon. The last few times they try to push them out every year, we had the stupid debacle with the dudes with no faces. Unity. Yeah, where you had characters with no faces. It was just a buggy mess. You couldn't complete missions or anything. I would have liked them to have taken a year off, maybe add a big DLC to Origins right now, and push this out next year. So I'm a little bit worried about it. It looks good. It looks like it could do well. I'm just a little worried because it's so fast.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Ubisoft. They've always pushed out their Assassin's Creed games like every freaking year. They were pushing them out.
There's multiple studios like Activision has with Call of Duty, right?
Yeah. I mean, but this one seems like pretty close in quality to Assassin's Creed Origins. It doesn't seem too far off. I mean, because Origins was a drastic change in a lot of the key features of the Assassin's Creed franchise. Like the combat was completely different.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much it. This is they just overhauled the combat.
I have a quick question about Assassin's Creed for the Creed players. I haven't played Origins yet, man. And looking at Assassin's Creed games now, it's like I'm looking at this weird hodgepodge of like Dark Souls and some other game. Is it still a stealth game? Like, is it still?
It can. Yeah, you can play stealth.
It's never a stealth game.
It's up to you. You can play it stealth, or you can go balls out if you want to.
Okay.
But I think Origins is great. My only thing is the assassin feels a little sluggish to me. He's not as nimble.
Man, I love that. I love that.
That's always been like the one thing that Assassin's Creed always prided themselves on, like the very fluid movement through the terrain.
The movement is still fluid. He just it just seems like he's gained some weight.
Parkour hasn't been
some weight. Assassin's Creed thick
edition.
It's I don't know, but
what about the location, ancient Greece? What do you guys think about that?
I like Greece. I've always liked mythology. I like the stylings. I definitely enjoy the locale, just like I enjoy the locale.
The kind of setting that makes you think like, all right, I guess they haven't done this yet. All right.
Yeah, like it's hard to believe, right? I feel like we've been everywhere.
Yeah, they went to like freaking like Civil War era United States. Like, you think they would have done Greek by now? Greece by now.
Right.
Out of curiosity, why haven't they? I'm surprised they haven't gone to any of the Asian cultures other than like for that mobile game that they did.
Well,
Yeah, the 2D one.
Or they just saving that.
Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
China.
they're saving it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they might be saving it. Yeah,
saving it for a rainy day.
What's the one that they just released?
Russia.
No. The
Which
one
one?
that was released on 360 only. Where was that set in at?
That's Assassin's Creed. Oh
Rogue?
god.
Oh, you talking about Rogue?
Rogue, yeah.
Rogue, yeah.
I
don't know where
it Colonial as well. I thought it was also Colonial.
Oh yeah,
It could
because
be.
it's the other side of 3, isn't it? It's,
Yeah,
it's
something
the
like
it's the Templar side version of the story.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I had a lot of fun with Origins. I liked the changes that they made with the combat, and my only problem with Origins was that there was a lot of space in the map that I did not need to explore at all. It's
Well,
like
you
Just empty space.
it's just
it's not empty space.
it's not
stuff
empty.
there.
You just don't go there in the main quest line.
Oh, I know exactly.
It's
what
like
you're talking
side quests, side
Yeah.
quests, side missions. If you, they're optional, 100% optional stuff to do.
Yeah, and I yeah, like not even like side quests like optional. I mean, like if you don't discover this place, it will not impact the game whatsoever.
Right.
And it was a large chunk of the map that just went untraversed, like because none of my quests or side quests took me there. So that was my only problem. I really hope that they utilize the entirety of the map or the majority of the map, because I feel like I explored like less than half of it.
Yeah, that's always been an interesting little like little nuance when it comes to games. Like you always trust the main story that it'll drag you across all the content there is
Right.
to appreciate in the map. And
Right.
they'll like when that doesn't happen, it's like weird. Like you go through the whole main storyline, and it's like, wait, what was that? Was
What
that
the hell
part
is
of
up? What's up there?
this?
Right.
Yeah, because
And
I
the-
believe I did the majority of the side quests too, and it's just I didn't go everywhere.
There was only one time that a game had its main storyline not take you to a very specific location that I really appreciated, and that was in Skyrim. There's this underground city that I don't think the main storyline ever takes you to, and you can only get there through like side quests. And when you do find it, it's like I didn't know that this was in the game. Like it's a completely different like setting from all the rest of the game. Like it's a completely different like tone from all the rest of the game. It's a completely different like theme from all the rest of the game. You just find it, and it was like a really cool discovery. And sometimes it's cool to have stuff that you're not guaranteed to find, because it makes your gameplay experience feel a little bit more unique. But when it's like a big chunk of like the just the obvious map, it's just like, all right, somebody forgot to like finish a part of the main storyline or something.
Yeah, yeah, I hate that feeling. What else was at Ubisoft? They talked about the Division 2, but we already talked about that.
Well, the Division 2. So here at this press conference, they talked about how they're adding raids to the game, which is something
Raids.
apparently
8-player
wanted out of the
raids,
first
even.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And they also talked about how this time around they're going to be taking up an episodic format to guarantee that they continue releasing content for the game on a schedule.
Mhm.
And at least they had a roadmap planned out for the first year after
Yeah,
release.
yeah, so
that's cool.
That's
And-
very cool.
They're
I'm
addressing stuff
interested
that
in
people
it.
didn't like about the first game.
Yeah, I'm interested in Division 2. One of these days I'll load up Division and see what changed. My biggest issue with the Division was that the bosses were bullet sponges. I mean, if I have a light machine gun and I unload 560 rounds into you, you should be dead.
Yeah, there's no armor on Earth that should be taking full clips from a light machine gun.
Right.
How did you feel
there's
about
no way.
Borderlands?
I love Borderlands.
I love Borderlands. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Borderlands had a lot of the same criticism, like a lot of the enemies were bullet sponges, but for me, that was sort of balanced out by the fact that you were constantly upgrading your guns and finding
Right.
like new
You
ways to deal that crazy amount of damage to
Right.
stop.
Right, and
You could get
Yeah,
super
cool.
weapons in Borderlands. In Division, you couldn't get
Right,
super
yeah,
weapons.
there was no
Just
real
no
like
weapons.
okay, there was
Right.
no real like progression, like a feeling of progression when it came to your weapons. It wasn't
Right.
like, okay, this is way stronger than this, so it's gonna deal more damage. I'm blasting dudes in one shot now.
Yeah.
Division never really felt
Yeah,
like
'cause
that.
What the Division does, or what it did, I'm not sure if it still does it. It scaled up with you. So if the boss was 10% greater than you, as far as power, when you went up in power, the boss went up in power to maintain that difference.
Yeah.
So
and it was really bad when you had somebody that was a lower level, because then like if I'm level 5 and you're level
Trenell.
20, I'm getting downed in one shot, one shot downs, and I'm looking at the damage that I'm doing, and I'm doing like 5 and 10 damage to this guy.
They were throwing pebbles at Trenell and he was dying.
Yeah, I was getting spit on. And I was dying. Somebody sneezed and I was dead. I need a med pack. But apparently a lot of those issues have been addressed. We'll have to jump back into the original game and find out.
The core gameplay and idea is actually pretty good. It's just the execution was poor, at least at the beginning.
At the beginning, I agree with you. Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. So, like, we were talking about how what the hell was the other game called? The other pirate game that sucks.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Yeah. So we talking about
Sea of Disappointment. Sorry.
Sea of Disappointment. Like, the game feels like it was incomplete. Like it was released like before. It needed a bit more time in the oven to rise. You know, like that's what it feels like. And so Skull and Bones, they showed off a lot of gameplay footage here at this press conference. A lot. Like that was a big chunk of the conference for Skull and Bones.
The Skull and Bones, yeah. Because they delayed it, right? They delayed it to next spring. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting like hopefully the inverse of the Sea of Thieves situation, where they actually did give it that extra time in the oven, and we'll find out whether that's enough to make one of these like deep sea pirate exploration games like exactly what people are looking for, or whether there's just no hope for this entire genre whatsoever and everybody's just wasting their money.
Yeah. Is this strike 2 for you, pirate IPs?
It's like strike 12. There have been so many of these games, and not one of them strikes gold.
I just want a good one. Is that so hard? Like fudge.
Like apparently it is.
I don't understand.
Hard apparently. Yes, people have been releasing these games like one after another. Like it started with Guns of Icarus.
Oh damn, I forgot about that one.
Games like back to back to back to back, and none of them are scratching the itch.
All I wanted. And like all I wanted, I kind of take Reggie's idea for this or whatever, but all I ever wanted with the pirate game was being actually terrible on the seas, like
being a horrible person.
A horrible fucking.
I am going to rob you.
I'm gonna rob
so
you.
good.
Like, but like the idea of Reggie, I think Reggie was telling you about this before. Correct me if I'm Reggie, but freaking, I remember that what he wanted for the pirates, whatever. Stupid what Sea of whatever pirates or whatever the hell it is. Like
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Black Cove Sea.
Whatever.
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves was that like you would take somebody's ship or whatever, and then you can't have that ship no more. Or you do some dirty stuff like we all get the ship and say, hey, don't kill us or whatever. You can have what we want. It's like, all right, we'll take all that. Yeah, so we're still gonna kill you. It doesn't fucking kill them. Take their stuff. That's what a pirate's supposed to be.
But can't you do that in Sea of Thieves?
Well, the thing is, when you die, you just respawn
on your ship.
So I want to just kill them, throw their bodies over. Thank you for the ship. We got 2 ships now.
You can very royally screw somebody over in Sea of Thieves by like if they're like en route to take treasure to like the town, you can beat them up, take the treasure. But the problem is that never happens, because when somebody has treasure, they will stay the hell away from you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's
taking
like
the scenic route.
Those kinds of costly interactions never happen because there's never a good reason for it to happen.
I think if you're gonna make a crazy pirate game like Sea of Thieves, I personally would like it to be a little bit more hardcore. Death means something. Like when I die, I lose, and you can lose a lot. But I don't think this environment that we're in gaming, a lot of people can handle that. I don't think that sells. That idea doesn't.
The biggest problem with Sea of Thieves is that there's no progression. There's absolutely zero progression. The whole reason you even go out and get treasure and bring it back, like that, all that gets you is cosmetics.
But
and
that could be
very
okay.
slowly as well.
That could be fine, because like say I've been playing this game for 80 hours, you join me, you just pick up the game and we start playing. There's no level difference. We can still go out and have the same
fact that
experience.
the level difference is cool, but there's also nothing at stake. Nobody's gonna beat you up and take your like lipstick. Nobody's gonna take the front off your ship. Nobody's gonna break your sails off and take them back with them. Like that's not a thing that happens.
But I think we're thinking in the small box of just simply XP and stuff. Like you need to be able to lose something. I mean, be it money or the ship, like my custom ship, or they could take the clothes off my dead body. Something
exactly.
Give me them boots, my boy.
Feel like an evil, like horrid pirate, because there's nothing to do. You beat somebody up, and then there's absolutely nothing you could do that would like actually give that any weight. You know.
Anyway, moving off of Skull and Bones.
They showed off more of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I love
which is a big surprise for me. I'm still under the impression that this game doesn't exist. Until
I'm with Trenell on that.
Until that thing.
I don't know what they're talking to me about. I don't know what they're telling me. They're spending a lot of time saying it, but I'm not getting anything across.
Yeah. Until that thing is on store shelves and available, ready to download on my Xbox One or whatever, it doesn't exist. That thing is not real.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, the movie is gonna be hot though. I'm just telling you. But the actual game doesn't exist.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt just pops up out of nowhere. Hey, I'm gonna take a few minutes to talk about something that's vaguely connected to Beyond Good and Evil 2.
All right, guys. We've hit the 2-hour mark on this this marathon episode, so we're gonna go ahead and pick things up a little bit here because we're still on Ubisoft,
right,
and we got
round shit. All right, let me go ahead and take the reins here. Lightning round some of this shit. All right, so Beyond Good and Evil 2, they spent a whole bunch of time talking about something called Flying Space Monkey. Anybody know what that is?
No.
All right, well, they spent a lot of time talking about it. I don't know what it is either. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt comes out of nowhere talking about hit record, and I'm like, what the fuck is a hit record? So I look it up, and apparently, like, it's like an artwork collaboration network, which looks really cool, actually. I didn't expect something like that to show up at that press conference because it has almost nothing to do with Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I mean, besides the fact that they're going to be providing assets for the game, which is actually really interesting.
And then there was a cringe moment, a delicious cringe moment, when they did a live performance for like the Mario Rabbids game that they did and didn't spend any time talking about the game itself. It was funny right before they went up on stage.
This is just Donkey Kong DLC, that's all.
Okay, and then right before they went up on stage, apparently somebody forgot to turn their mic off, and he was like, "God damn it, I told you not to change my formation, man. I change my intro screen."
But yeah, that was pretty much it from the Ubisoft side. So let's go ahead and move on. Next up on the list, we have the PC Gaming Show, which surprise, it was not a freaking boring slog. Like who would have known?
I was still bored.
So
really, they actually showed a lot of cool stuff
on this, and I made a bullet point for every significant announcement or reveal or trailer or thing that they talked about. There's 30 things on this list. They legitimately showed off 30 trailers, and that's not just like lightning round. They just showed you trailers like Square Enix did. They actually brought the developers on and started talking about it. Like last year, like the last few years when they had these PC gaming news like shows at E3.
Like talk shows.
Yeah,
they did like these weird talk shows, and I just couldn't suffer
so
through it.
We're here now with the developer of the Rando game number 5.
Exactly.
We're gonna sit down on the couch. I have my mug.
Definitely.
So like normally when it comes to E3 press conferences, I'm just like, man, a whole year is not even enough to brace myself for all the ridiculousness that comes out of this, and like the drip feed of information that I actually get. With this PC gaming news conference, I want more of this. I want this to happen 4 times a year, because this is actually a really awesome way to sort of like wade through like the immense amount of content that there is, immense amount of games that there are on the PC platform,
and especially
like,
with
cool stuff. This is why it's cool.
Especially with Steam doing what they're doing and just like taking the hands-off approach when it comes to what gets uploaded to their platform. This is a really good way to put the spotlight on some actually like really good projects.
But yeah, if you want, I could just lightning round through this entire conference and then just stop me if there's anything that pops out. Is that cool?
Well, yeah. I mean, the only thing that really popped out to me was because Sega fanboy, you had Sega go up on stage and announce a lot of games that are going to be coming out on PC. Some that have already been released and announced, and some that we didn't know about. We knew that Shenmue 1 and 2 going to be re-released. That actually came out a couple of weeks ago, but we did not know that Kiwami
Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Shining Resonance Refrain.
Exactly.
And Yakuza
0 and Kiwami.
Yeah, and Kiwami 2 is coming out for PC as well.
Is it? I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the downer here real quick. Something that kind of disappointed me, and is both on Microsoft and the PCN, is they didn't show me more Play Anywhere games.
That is very true.
I wanted to see more Play Anywhere. Yeah, so basically Microsoft has this deal, and they say they have some third parties. I think Resident Evil 7 even was a Play Anywhere game. They have a deal where if you buy it on Xbox, you can also play it on your Windows machine. And most of their first party, like Gears, you can do it with Gears, Cuphead, State of Decay 2. But I was expecting to see, I didn't see that at Microsoft, so I was hoping to see it in the PC conference, that there would be more developers going with or embracing that particular feature, and that kind of disappointed me that it wasn't a lot of not much or any talk about the Play Anywhere titles. I mean, Microsoft mentioned some first party ones like Forza 4 when it comes out, and a couple other ones they mentioned, but
yeah, but all first party Microsoft games are going to be Play Anywhere.
Yeah, I was just a little disappointed that there weren't more, because I would like to see something like Assassin's Creed, which is going to be a PC game anyway. I wouldn't mind seeing that as a Play Anywhere game, where I can pick up and play on my PC or my Xbox.
Let's just go down. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, who's that fall under? Like, doesn't Ubisoft have to opt into that if they want to? So
Ubisoft has to opt in, but Microsoft has to give. I mean, it's Microsoft's program, so they need to give the developers incentives, and it doesn't seem like they launched it, they talked about it. It's just that they're not giving it. There's no incentive because what will Ubisoft do? Rather sell 2 copies or 1 copy? They want to sell 2 copies.
Yeah,
2 copies. Yeah. So I honestly, as a businessman, even I don't even know what you do for that. Like, what would you give them?
I don't know.
Cut a deal on the publishing fees they charge, because they have to pay licensing fees to get the games on Xbox, right? Give them a deal on the licensing fees. Cut those fees for them.
Yeah, because I feel like that is a very
2 copies. Would that still bring them into the positive for selling 2 copies versus 1? You know what I'm saying?
Well, how often are they selling 2 copies? I'm not buying 2 copies of the same game to play on PC and Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the big thing now with the whole console to PC, a lot of these games are double dipping. I mean, games that like Ubisoft isn't really a good example because they release on both. But games like Destiny, they came out at the beginning of October, and then at the end of the month they came out with the PC version. People double dipped in that, so it's like, why not make that money?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to like a lot of these delayed PC releases. Yeah, I agree.
Or you can be like Skyrim, just to, come out on every platform and
on every platform,
7 times over. It was actually funny. They took some jabs at that.
Oh god, that was so funny.
The trailer, the dude was playing
playing it on his
Alexa sketch.
Oh
god, he played it on his pager, just played it on his refrigerator.
Oh god, that was so funny. That made me laugh.
On the PC stuff, though, I mean, I want to see games like Hunt the Showdown. I don't know if you guys played that yet. O has played it.
Yeah,
I actually want to see that game get better because I like that idea.
That game has a very good idea going around for it, and right now it's too early because they only have 2 monsters and they have a few maps, and it's really not that great.
Oh yeah. They showed a trailer, but they didn't really say anything. That was one of the few games they didn't have anybody to talk about. So you guys know something about that?
I mean, the trailer probably showed what we know. It's just more monsters, more content.
Yeah, and a lot of what they're doing right now, these people are pretty smart about Hunt Final Showdown. Is that the one thing that they're really doing is listening to the community in terms of like things being overpowered, how things are unfair. Right now they're going through a lot of rebalancing and stuff, and that's the reason why they only came out with 2 monsters. So it's just about the stuff. Anyway, moving on from that. Lightning shit going on. Freaking.
All right, I can just annihilate these.
Yeah, go ahead.
Warframe.
All right, so let's go down in order from which they showed. Again, there's about 30 things on this list, so I'm just gonna go through them. All right, the first thing they showed was a game called Satisfactory. Factory game with multiplayer, whatever. There's been a billion of these. And then they showed off a game called Neo Cab, which is a futuristic cab driver simulator with a neo cyberpunk setting. If you ever played Valhalla,
so basically is Cyberpunk 2077, but you're just a cab driver.
You're just a cab driver.
Wait, Crazy Taxi, the crossover.
If you ever played a game called Valhalla, it's a very similar concept to that, where you're a bartender, but the fact that you're a bartender has nothing to do with the game. It's just the plot unfolds around you being a bartender. And then there's Proving Grounds, which is look, a battle royale game. It's the first battle royale game we had to talk about.
Stop right there. Stop right here. This is vaporware. This is what I see. This is either vaporware or this is, remember the massive action game from Sony?
Oh god.
Yeah. Remember that? 64 players, but it was like 4 matches of 8 versus 8. Is stupid. Is either going to be
I love that they had the gall to show zero gameplay footage and then be like, 1,000 players online, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that's vaporware. It's
absolutely vaporware. I 100% agree with you. Moving on.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, instead of getting these small titles, especially that I would love everyone to kind of get
the whole press conference, man.
That was it?
Titles.
Yeah, I mean,
small titles.
I meant like
Look,
just like
you got
bigger.
Star Citizen.
Yeah, Star Citizen,
Star Citizen. They talked about The Walking Dead season 4.
Not games. It was all small titles and things that all the games that were actually created.
Is Star Citizen? Did they announce when they're coming out of alpha? Aren't they in pre-alpha?
Hell no.
Like, when is that gonna be a fully released game?
Look, I'm playing Star Citizen the alpha right now, and that game makes me angry.
Did you spend 20?
Have you spent over $1,000 yet?
Hell no.
Because well then you can't spend $30,000. What's wrong with you, man? You got to spend $1,000 so that you can spend $30,000.
Look, I'm not in the Chris Roberts church of Star Citizen.
Okay.
I'm on the outside. I'm looking through the stained glass windows right now.
But see, yeah, they had like a trailer for Star Citizen, and they had somebody talk about it. But it's honestly, it's not out. It's not coming out anytime soon. They just want to.
But they will take that money though. They will take thousands of your dollars.
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to go through all of these games. Let's hit a couple of.
Really exciting though. I want to talk about quite a bit of these because.
Which one you want to talk about?
We talked about how like Skyrim has so many fucking like mods and stuff that people created their own standalone games, and they had a game on the one of the trailers called Forgotten City, which is a standalone title made from a Skyrim mod.
Oh wow, really?
Cool idea.
It's really good looking though.
That looked very interesting. Yeah.
And then skipping through a lot of these like Warframe. Oh yeah, they had Tripwire Interactive come on, and they had some really cool stuff to say. In addition, because Tripwire Interactive are the guys that made Killing Floor 2, and of course they were like, yeah, Killing Floor 2, we got new maps and shit now, new weapons and new weapon upgrades. But then they were like, oh, by the way, we're also a publisher now. I was just like,
what? It's like okay.
To cut Yama off real quick. About the Tripwire stuff. Back to Warframe, man. Warframe is a good free-to-play coming up story. Like Warframe. I played Warframe when it was an alpha, and it was absolute garbage, man. Everything was blue, and the game was ugly and hideous. But Warframe, where's that now? Those guys have put in major work.
Oh yeah, I respect
their spot.
I respect those guys mostly because they take their community's criticisms to heart. Like they actually went out of their way, and we talked about this, Boogie, in a previous podcast episode. They went out of their way to address some of the issues head on with the community, and even allowed them to suggest price points for buying certain packs or whatever. Because I think it was like a certain unique pack of cosmetics was like a limited time or whatever, and then you couldn't get it after that. So they just eliminated the limited time. Like if you want to buy it, how much you want to pay for it? And I was like, damn, that's something that other people aren't doing.
I think every 2 weeks they do a dev stream, and they sit down and in like Twitch, and they talk to their community. They just read off Twitter questions and they just go in. Like there's so much respect for that crew. If you don't have to like Warframe, but you have to respect that development team. Yeah,
they're doing work in a free to play market that is not as healthy of a community as this guy.
I swear, with every passing day, I keep being like, maybe I should try Warframe again. I never do, but I just, every day
Warframe's not a bad game. There's nothing bad about Warframe other than the fact of things you want to get or whatever, very grindy. But Reggie's always put this to me as you give a grind or you can pay for the convenience.
It's just amazing to me that it's still thriving despite how old it is.
Well, I mean, because they keep switching up the script. Yeah, they keep changing, they keep evolving every year. They're on their Melee Combat 3.0, so their gameplay has changed significantly from what it was, and how you travel, how you even grind in that game has changed significantly. So it's a new game almost every year or two.
Yeah, at this point, it's the amount of updates they've been putting up to it. It's starting to. I'm starting to get some World of Warcraft vibes from Warframe. It's really been alive for a long time and doesn't have any signs of slowing down.
It's in the top 10 on Steam charts. It's one of the highest Steam played games right now, and it's well deserved.
Look, as much as we can go on and on about the PC list, I kind of agree with Trenell right now.
I just skipped 10, by the way.
Yeah, we might have skipped 10 more. What's it called? Well, The Walking Dead, the end of the Telltale series, the season 4. They announced that. That's pretty significant.
That's cool. Just Cause
is anybody? Yeah, Just Cause. Well, that was actually leaked before E3, so we talked about that already.
And that was on the Microsoft stage anyway. That's just a multiplayer everywhere.
Yeah.
Hitman 2. I mean, the only other thing, I don't think there was anything else.
Hitman. It came out. Yeah. So we hit the big ones.